Let's say we wanted to graph a complex number. So when we graph regular numbers like 2 or 7 or 3.8, we'll typically use a number line. So we'll make ourselves a little number line here. We mark where 0 is. And let's say I wanted to graph 2. So let's see, I'm going to make just like a little list of numbers that we're going to graph here. Let's say we wanted to graph the number 2. All we would do is go over to 2, and we put a dot right there. And that's graphing a number, like just a regular real number. Now let's say though, I wanted to graph something like 2 plus 3i, a complex number. Well, the 2 part is kind of not bad. I mean, there's 2. But the 3i, it's like, how do you put an I on a regular number line? Regular number lines just handle real numbers, things you can turn into decimals. You can't turn 3i into a decimal, so you can't put it on a number line. So what we do is we actually create a new axis, very, very similar to graphing points, so x comma y. We have our real number. The real part goes on the x-axis, what used to be like what you can think of as the x-axis, and the y-axis here, we're going to take care of our imaginary parts. So 2 plus 3i, the real part is at 2, but the 3i part, we're just going to treat it, it really does work just like plotting points. That's 1i, this would be 2i, this would be 3i, this would be negative 1i, negative 2i, just like we would do with regular points. So 2 plus 3i would be right there. So this was number 1, this is number 2. Let's say I had negative 4. Let's go with negative 4 minus I. Well, my real parts is along the real axis right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my I, it's negative 1i, that would go right there. So that's number 3. Honestly, it's just like plotting points. Your x is your real number right here, and your y, which you think of as a y-coordinate, is really just the b, the number on your I. Let's do one more in this video. Let's say I had just negative 2.5i. I guess there's nothing to say that we can't just have a whole number here for I, our coefficient. We can have stuff like this too. Well, that's really 0 minus 2.5i, so we don't go left or right at all. The real part is 0 if it's just an I. We're going to go down 1i, 2i, and just like we would plot a points, 2.5i would, negative 2.5i would be halfway in between negative 2i and negative 3. So that's number 4. So graphing complex numbers is a lot like graphing points.